What item of clothing do you associate most closely with rock and roll? Is it the flares? Is it the denim? Is it the Lycra? Is it the flat cap? You're wrong about all of those. It's dungarees, and I'm going to tell you why. Let's do it. You're listening to the Beat Motel podcast, and we need to warn you that we like to use words like fuck, shit, and syndicalist. We don't need a disclaimer for this episode. We're only talking about dungarees of rock. So let's get into it. Dungarees were first popularised in history at some point, as shown with these two lads here off to do a hard day's work at the rock and roll mine. Later, dungarees were also popularised by bands like the Levelers, I guess. Even Madonna loved dungarees. And in Hollywood, Captain Jack Sparrow loved his dungarees. But why are dungarees so popular? It's because they're practical in the garden. They're great for storage, as shown by Whitney Houston here. What did she have in that? I'm going to use the English word, bum bag, rather than the American word, fanny pack. I can't say that. So, storage is important, even when you're on stage, as shown here by George Ringoson. So he's got space for storage there, and there he is with his Les Paul. Now, storage for musicians is also important in the dressing room. As we can see here, John McCarthy has his special dungarees on backstage, preparing for one of his shows. And Paul Lemon was also a big fan of the dungarees. Here he is, hiding them behind a resonator guitar, sitting on a windowsill in Macclesfield, if I'm right. And Paul Lennon also enjoyed showing people what he stored in his dungarees in his little marsupial pouch, as you can see here, showing everyone his little camera. But Paul Lennon really liked his dungarees. Here he is with a nice fetching dungaree and jacket combo. My goodness, there's just so many pictures of him wearing a... Is he back in Macclesfield? He is, isn't he? Unfortunately, Linda, his partner, did not like dungarees, which is why she's looking at him in that kind of not them fucking dungarees again kind of way. So, dungarees are also practical for rock stars who are living with Richard Stilgoe. They're a garment for the ages, really, as you can see here with Willie Nelson wearing a pair of dungarees. And over time, trendsetters have kept bringing dungarees back into fashion. Sort of. Most notable dungaree wearer today is Ed Sheeran, as shown here. But who wore the dungarees best, hey? Was it Dexy's Midnight Runners? No, it was me. That's me there, wearing dungarees. So, that's it. Have you learned something? Probably not. Bye! So thanks for watching. That was a Beat Motel Bonus Bobbins episode. We wrote a bunch of episodes when we started this podcast that we never quite got around to filming because they're a bit scripted, but I don't want to just chuck them in the bin. Anyway, if you like this, go to the channel, subscribe, search for Beat Motel Podcast on any podcast platform and get involved, by which I mean use your ears and find out more. That light is bright. Fucking hell.
On Earth in 1864, Z had been hidden away from pursuing FBI forces and human eyes to perfect their sonic art in order to assimilate